They say a woman is like a tea bag. The hotter her environment, the more you get from her. Good morning and thank you for joining us on a very cold day on another edition of Cameroon Feeling. I'm very happy to be here and to accompany you as we move towards the heart of this day together. You started your day with our colleague of CRTV News. They're going to be wrapping up, as you already know, at 9 a.m. on CRTV News, but we're encouraging you to stay with CRTV Premium and Cameroon Feeling because we've got a lot of interesting things coming up. Among the things that we want you not to miss today is this group of ladies. They call them First Ladies. You need to sit with us and find out what these ladies are cooking. But also there are a lot of very good things, good news that we'll be sharing with you, including a health campaign that you absolutely have to know more about. But let's start by telling you more about Cameroon. That's how we start the program every day. We're taking you to the southwest region to discover the Malele Falls, and it's with one of our colleagues. Just stay with us.
Most rivers and streams, lakes and falls, seas and oceans around Africa and Cameroon are considered to have something mystical about them. Today we take you to visit the Malele Falls, a man-made dam, once considered very mystical due to the deaths that occurred there for obvious reasons. Where does it take its rise from, and where does it empty itself?
Oh, from Yuka, area. The water comes there, then link with the Mianja, under the Mianja bridge. Then it comes directly this way. It runs down right to Mpondo. It runs down right to Mpondo Ballon.
Could it be the magic of these waters stemmed from this huge, call it, white man structure that was put here since 1929?
When it was mystical, we're not by then. We're not by then. But we know when we heard when people were building this thing, people died. Because, you know, whites cannot build something as they can build a bridge, people died. So if it is mystical, it was those days, but not now that we are, the new generation is still.
That said, the waters of these abandoned dams continue pumping heavily, probably drawing attention to the estate. The calm and tranquil portions of the Malele waters are used for human activities most of the time.
If it was not calm, we could have not been fishing there. So women are fishing, men are fishing. Even young boys go cooking. They bathe. Young boys come here and swim. As you can see, a young man just passing on top of the rail like that. If it was mystical, it could have not passed. So I think all those things have passed away.
Surrounded by the rubber of the Menja plantations in Moyoka, the water lies almost hidden, though its noise and song still attract many. If not to take a look, then to decry the state in which it is now.
As you've heard it, the Malele Falls is not so mystical as we considered it to be. Maybe back then, but not now. Waters truly are used for good purposes, but we consider it as Africans and mostly as Cameroonians as something that has to do with our ancestors and could be bad. But no matter what the case may be, here at the Malele Falls or around you, always keep calm, for the seas are always very calm. Hello.
Thank you so much, Annabelle Fossa, for that Zen attitude, for that calmness, and for telling us more about that waterfall. Now let's talk health. Let's tell you about this health campaign that you need to know more about, and that maybe you should be benefiting from in November. I'm inviting on the set Dr. Balimba. Please come over and join me, ma'am. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming on the program with me.
Good morning, Coach.
How are you?
Thank you for having me.
I'm very happy to have you. I'll give you some tea while you tell me just a little bit more about this campaign.
Yes.
You're inviting people for a free consultation.
Yes,
All
we
right.
are. So
Tell me
at
more about
Polyclinique du Palais, in November, from the 22nd to the 24th of November, we'll be hosting a free medical campaign. We'll have visiting doctors from India who will be coming to consult, allow us to benefit from their specialties in some different health fields.
Okay. Yeah, you talked about, I saw your campaign promo. It talks about in vitro fertilization, about cardiology, and also about pediatrics.
Yeah.
Tell me, first of all, explain these different specialties to us, because I was going to ask you, what about people who are already being followed up for some of these problems? Can they still come to your campaign? But let's start, though, by explaining what these specialties are all about.
Yes. So the first one, in vitro fertilization, basically it's fertility medicine. So couples who are having difficulty conceiving, this is what we call assisted reproduction. Yes. So the doctor helps you through medical means to conceive and have a child. So these doctors will be coming for that. The next group is what we say cardiothoracic surgery. So like children who have heart problems, heart malformations, even adults which require surgery, any heart problem which requires surgery, that specialist will also be coming. Then the third one is... I
see you smiling, because is that closer to what you do?
Yes, it's since I'm a pediatrician, yes. And the third one too is also dealing with children, general pediatric surgery, so children with different problems which require surgery, and especially neuro problems, so problems to do with the brain and spinal cord. So if the child has any problem with the brain, spinal cord, or any general problem which needs surgery, that specialist will also be there. So I think it's a great thing. I'm
interested in understanding how you selected these particular areas to focus on. Could it be that we have many children with those concerns, or I don't know, what motivated that selection? So
let me start by talking a little bit about the doctors who are coming, then you'll understand. So they're coming from Viadem Health in India. India has become a center of medical tourism.
I agree to that, yes.
Yes. People go there a lot for medical assistance. Because they're good, they have the platform, and also they're affordable.
They're very affordable. Yeah.
They're very affordable for good quality healthcare. So Viadem Health sends doctors in Africa to consult and then recruit patients. Sometimes patients, I've met some, who maybe want to go, but they don't know, maybe they're not that internet savvy, they can't really find out about the hospitals. So they are bringing them to us so that they can consult, let you know what you need, and those who are willing to go back, and continue treatment with them, that liaison is already established. For those who are not willing to go back with them, it's okay. That's why that's bringing me to answer your question. We chose specialties which we already have in Cameroon. So those who don't want to go back with them to continue treatment can still be followed up here at home.
Are you accepting only people who are freshly diagnosed or who have fresh concerns, or you're accepting patients who are being followed up already elsewhere?
Every patient is welcome. It's up to you, really. In medicine, there's such a thing as a second opinion. And if you're looking for that, you're most welcome to come.
Is there a procedure? I suppose you need to see some of these patients before, like they need to register, so you have some preliminary information about it.
The doctors will be here consulting for 3 days. That's a pretty short time. So as we know, when we go to hospital, you have to do tests and so on. And sometimes tests can take a week to come out. So they have sent us a list of tests that they would like the patients to do before coming, so that they would be able to have the results before they go back and do a thorough consultation. So in that respect, it will be good to register before coming. Registration, we are hoping, should go on all the way till the 15th of November. register, and when you register, depending on the problem you're coming to address, the list of tests that doctor has requested will be there. If you have the tests already done, we encourage you to come with your medical files. If the test isn't already done, we can offer the service of doing that for you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Balimba Marimpoke. Thank you for coming on the program. I wish you a very beautiful day. I also hope that your talk about this campaign will go really far so many people can come to benefit from it. If you need to know more, you can write us. We'll be able to hook you up with the Polyclinique du Palais or any other official to tell you about the campaign and help you to start a journey of healing if you have not yet started. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for coming. I'm going to take you to a partnership that works magic at about this time every day. It's Deutsche Welle and CRTV on Africa on the Move. I'll meet you behind that.
The harvest season takes 4 months in Katiola, north of Ivory Coast. The farmers here have always planted rice, and that was just enough to survive. But this will soon come to an end. With his company New Rice, Kone Nile Nanyong wants to make Ivorian rice competitive in the country. This starts with a farmer. He works with a village cooperative. Everyone talks about it, how to produce more, but you forget about the quality. The people here are used to producing for their own use, but what ends up in the market does not meet the needs of the customer. In the long run, he wants to introduce organic farming methods, but to start with, he is providing the farmers cheap loans for high-quality seeds. That, with the seeds, is good, especially if one has paid off his loan. In the end, you earn a little more money to cover your basic needs. Most important is the processing of rice. Often, rice from the Ivory Coast is littered with stones or sand. Kone processes the harvest in a nearby rice mill. With the help of a Chinese machine, the rice is shelled without it getting broken, from rice husks to rice flour. The cleaned grains are automatically sorted and packaged depending on the quality. In the end, the customer can choose among the different types ranging from fine rice, whole grains, or fragments. Customers are becoming more assertive. They want to get the quality for what they pay. People do not trust the unpackaged rice, which is sold in the markets, because they do not know where it comes from. You need a brand and a distribution network. Then people will buy. Anyone who has tried the local rice will always come back to it. In the coastal metropole Abidjan, new rice products are packaged for the consumer. Kone neither studied agriculture nor food technology. All he knows is marketing, but he is convinced that with good agricultural products, Africa can make money. Since then, new rice is available in supermarket shelves and is also sold by street vendors. Our dream is that one day we can export our rice under the label Made in Côte d'Ivoire, and that's only possible with quality. The last cartons have just been packed. Till now, new rice can hardly serve the domestic demand. Until the next supply comes, they will have to wait. Soon, Kone Nile Nanyong wants to cooperate with a second village for more quality rice made in Ivory Coast.
Welcome back on the program. You're watching Cameroon Feeling, and we took you there on a two-man journey. Cameroon CRTV and German Deutsche Welle on Africa on the Move. If you stay with us on this program each day at about this time, we take you around thanks to the magic of partnership. Now let's talk about another kind of partnership. It's with a lot of excitement that I tell you that some ladies from all over are storming the city of Yaoundé to give it a lot of fun, but also to enlighten themselves in very beautiful ways. Martha Monono is right here in the studio, and for this morning we're not talking food at all. If you think you know why she's here, you just stay calm, okay? You should hold your peace close to you. Martha, good morning.
Good morning, Pochi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Very happy to have you here.
Thank you, same too.
You're here with Rachel Smith, who's come from the United States of America. Rachel, how are you?
Yes, I'm so
very happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
All right. Now, both of you are here because of a gathering. It's the gathering of the pearls, if I should say.
Yes,
and the theme is from beauty to ashes. Martha, step down for us. Explain all of this to us.
Pacha, thank you very much. The theme this year is a convention. We have these after every 2 years.
This is second.
This is second.
Okay, you see, I'm following you.
Thank you very much. So this year, our theme is Beauty for Ashes.
Okay.
It's a Christian-based organization. So this year, we're telling the women, we're telling the singles and the married that God is able to give you dance, laughter, wherever you've been crying. So that's the reason why we choose the theme. So it's just a time of encouragement to let the women know that God loves them and that life has a lot of pressures, but there is still hope.
Okay, I like the way you put it. It's definitely very motivational. Rachel, is that why you came? Because this organization is full of people like Martha.
Yes.
Welcome, though. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, that's why I came, and also because I know what it's like to go from ashes to beauty. I had a lot of painful things happen in my marriage, but because of God, and He restored me, and now I'm able to give hope to others who are hurting and broken. And so I just want to help the ladies that are going to be at this event.
If that touches you, you need to come to that event. It's starting today, and there'll be many more persons like Martha and Rachel who are there only to motivate you. Martha, but this is, I'm selling your business.
Thank you.
Because I'm definitely hooked to your project, and I'm hoping that it will be a marvelous success.
Thank you.
Tell us the place, the time, and also give us an idea of the persons who will be speaking.
It's going to be at the Yaoundé Town Hall, Hotel de Ville, as from today, Thursday through Saturday. We have dynamic speakers, and the peculiarity about this year's convention is that we are going to get the word of God, but we also have a slot where we have lawyers, educate the women on rights and everything. We have medical doctors. We also have a team of entrepreneurs. We want to teach the women how to make shishi.
Oh, nice.
How to make money. So it's a holistic kind of program, and there'll be food, breakfast, lunch.
I can trust her with food. We don't see her cook on TV, so no worries about that. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming.
Thank you so much.
Rachel, I hope you have a wonderful stay and that you come again, and that you don't only come by yourself or with one or two persons. That next time when you come with the crowd, so that we'll bring the TV to come and welcome you at the airport. Martha, have a beautiful day, a beautiful event as well. May you inspire more, and maybe this time next year or when you have your next event, we'll have a whole crowd of women coming to talk for this beautiful event. Let me leave you though to go to our next guest. I will just carry my tea with me.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful day, both of you.
Thank you.
Our next guest is coming, so we talk about the United Nations in Cameroon. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for entering our home this morning. Mr. Jean-Jacques Massima Alanji. Good morning. How are you?
Thanks, thank you.
I see they serve you tea already. That's very good.
Very nice.
All right. We've been talking about the United Nations Day, and I wanted us maybe to start with that. How would you talk to us about the United Nations Day so Cameroonians can connect with this mammoth organization?
First, I will thank you to welcome United Nations, and thanks for all the spectators. But I will first pay tribute and thanks to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Cameroon.
Okay.
Who was
that's your partner in the number.
Yes, a partner in this event, and who has been engaged and has organized whole week of activities, and these activities will be concluded by March, the next Saturday.
Okay.
So now coming to United States, United Nations, as you know, the international community is composed of all the 194 countries. Okay. So United Nations is serving all those countries based on the General Assembly first, and based on the policies, decision taken by the United nation system driven by the Secretary General, Guterres. So here in Cameroon, we have more than 17 agencies.
Okay, there are about
in Cameroon, 17 UN agencies.
So the UN is very present in Cameroon.
Yes, very big presence, and with 5 of them who have a regional coverage, so covering Central Africa. ITU, for example, is covering Central Africa and Madagascar.
Yeah, of ITU indeed, International Telecommunication Union. Just to step down for us, what exactly in simple terms do you do?
But what we are doing is the regulation of telecommunication, even broadcasting. And as you know, ITU has 3 sectors, which is radio communication, was the first sector created in 1865. We are the most ancient agency in the system. And then we regulate satellite, space, spectrum. We have also the standardization sector is responsible for all the standards you are using in all the technical aspects. And you see even mobile phone and so on, you have some technical standards to be used by all the vendors and to manufacture all those equipment you are using all the days. And we have a development sector, which is the one I'm representing here specifically in the Central Africa region, based on the support to countries on all the policies, strategies, and whatever assistance and support they can need when they may ask to ITU to help them achieve not only the development of ICT in general, but also implementing projects and towards achieving better connectivity and of course the rational use of ICT for all of you.
Rational use of ICT for all, that's a very interesting topic that opens on a lot of issues. But you're here, I must say, with Mr. Jean Jita, who is in charge of the communication. And I want to say one of the reasons why you're here today is for us to get to know more about the United Nations in Cameroon. If you were to look at the relationship with the United Nations and Cameroonians, what would you think are some of the things that Cameroonians need to know more or need to focus on or need to do more?
Yes, what they need to know more is that United Nations system is present in all the sectors. But the specific theme for this week was energy. And as you know, when you speak of energy, you are aware that even for broadcast, your entity need a lot of energy.
Is a big issue in this country.
So we are following because you have the impact on environment. So we have some agencies taking care of this environment. You have also, of course, the need for the people to know that, when you have some achievement, some progress made in terms of food, in terms of agriculture, in terms of health. You have WHO, you have FAO, you have PAM, all these bodies are contributing in the country.
17 agencies are represented in Cameroon. You said that's a house. How would you assess the work, the efficiency, the impact?
Yes, the efficiency is the work is first a coordination on one tool which is called the UN country team, led by the resident coordinator. You have a resident coordinator managing all the agencies. And we are deploying what we call the UNDAF, which is the framework of the assistance of the country. But this does not impeach each agency to go specifically on some actions in this sector. Take vaccination program, for example, with WHO and the Ministry of Health. So these vaccinations program with UNICEF, WHO and so on, doesn't go in the specific UNDAF program. The UNDAF program is managed by the UN system in collaboration with the MINEPAT, the DG of Cooperation. So once we have the needs of the government, we try to match the need and give a support to where it requires our actions, and then we report to the Ministry of Planning.
I wish you people a lot of success and more collaboration with Cameroon, not only with the government but also with different aspects of the country, so that you get to reach further than where you are. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
And do you have pets?
Me, no, not specifically here, but in my country, yes.
People have pets.
Yeah.
Well, because that's our transition to our next slot on the program. Mbele Patience Forminian is standing by to talk to us about cleanliness when you are keeping pets. This is hands-on. Stay with us.
Washing your dog depends on their age, breed, and behavioral habits. Bathing plays an important role in the health of your dog's skin. It keeps your dog clean and free of dirt and parasites. For most dogs, a monthly bath time is appropriate and could only be more or less depending on their race. Dogs with oily coats like these need to be washed frequently. Also, frequent baths should be done if your dog loves playing in the mud. However, if your dog belongs to the breeds with thick coats such as these, do best with fewer washing sessions and instead go for more brushing to get loose of dead hair and detangled looks. So when you're all set to wash your dog, what should you use? Go for the natural, medicated, and organic shampoos and conditioners only for dogs. Also have a comb, a towel, and lukewarm water. Now here are some important notes to remember. By reflex, dogs do not feel comfortable when water enters their ears or eyes, so be careful about these areas when washing. Here are the steps to follow. Ensure your dog is wearing his collar. If he needs control, chain him to the spot. If he is obedient, on the other hand, he can be let loose. Ensure to pet him to calmness. To avoid a wrestling match, gradually get him in the zone by fetching water in a bowl and gently pouring it on the shoulder first. Avoid the head. Use your hand to spread the water gently towards the tail. To the dog, it is an enjoyable, gentle movement. Get soap or a shampoo mix solely for dogs. Pour or lather from shoulder to tail. Use your brush or sponge to scrub the body, following the direction of the coat. Then move to the forelimb. Don't struggle with the dog. Let him raise it by himself. Scrub between the claws, under the paw, chest to the back limb, and finally the tail. Use your fingers to massage the shampoo through his coat. Then thoroughly rinse away the shampoo or soap. If your dog has a very hairy coat, use conditioner because it prevents tangling. And then after, rinse again. Rinse properly this time to prevent dry skin. Now to the head region. Wet your hand with water. Massage the dog's face from the forehead to the nose, avoiding the eyes. Do the same from the back of the ears to the shoulder. Use wet cotton wool to gently clean inside the ear. Once your dog is rinsed clean, use a towel to dry up or use a blow dryer. Start from shoulder to tail. The dog will shake. Don't be surprised. If it rolls to dry itself, that isn't strange. Just be sure the area is clean. Brush the dog's coat thoroughly when it's dry, because combing or brushing a wet dog could be painful to the animal. And that's it. Everyone likes being clean. Your furry friend will love you for it.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Embedded Patience, for Minion, for that hands-on knowledge about keeping your pet clean. Oh no. Sometimes when you're just done washing the dog and it goes rolling on the floor, you're like, oh, dirty dog. I'm learning from you, Patience, that yes, it's okay. That's part of it. It's a dog anyway. It does what it likes. Now let's go to legal slots. Today we're looking at anti-terrorism law. Barrister John Halley is standing by to update us.
To define anti-terrorism, basically whoever acting alone as an accomplice or an accessory commits an act to create terror in public, to cause certain discord, with the public functionality, with the utilities, to have a certain effect. The effect being to not just to control the minds of people, but their actions, and to achieve a desired consequence, which is that of the perpetrator. That, in effect, is terrorism, to paraphrase it in not so many words. And that is regulated by our law number 2014-028 of December 2014 on the suppression of acts of terrorism. It's true that it's a brief and concise text, but it carries a lot of information, and it is quite adamant with regards to the sanctions and the punishments which are meted out to perpetrators of acts of terrorism. First of all, the law targets not just individuals but also legal persons. We're talking about companies. And it's not just with regard to actively participating in an act of terror, but you could, as I said, you could be an accomplice, you could be an accessory to the fact, you could finance terror, or you could train. You could train individuals, you could recruit. All these are different arms through which people commit such acts. And the law points out that there are particular sanctions which are available for these different arms of acts of terrorism. And even though it is quite difficult to identify, persons who are involved in this activity because of the clandestine nature, there is need for secrecy, there is need for confidentiality. And when we talk about the fanatics, when we talk about persons who've been brainwashed and who believe in a particular course of action for whichever result that they are looking out for, it is thus very difficult to identify, and not just identify but to catch, to arrest or to curtail this kind of acts. I think the act of striking is a right. It is a fundamental right that is born of the right to be free to express yourself. And striking shouldn't be, violent in its form. And I think that is that's what might possibly identify that strike action as borderline terrorism, because then you are using panic, you are using fear, you are using violence to influence a particular situation, by causing terror and having people act a particular way or think a particular way. That in essence might be where the line, will be drawn. Now, if you're going to strike, you can have peaceful strike actions. If you're part of a workers' union or a particular trade union and you're striking because you feel like a particular right is being violated, then I don't think that would be seen as terrorism, because there is no visible or implied, act of terror which is being propagated there. For instance, if you are an active participant, an accomplice or an accessory, if you were to finance, terrorism as a physical person, or actively participate in the recruitment and training of persons, it's life. It's the death penalty. The death penalty is what applies if you are found in any of these circumstances. If you are someone who actively participated in that training, you were recruited, you were a subject of such training, it's life imprisonment. Life imprisonment without possibility of parole. Then, as a corporate body, if you finance terror, you need to differentiate between an individual financing terrorism, and a company, for example, which would be a legal entity, which would be a moral person. If you finance, terrorism, there's a fine of at least 50 million francs CFA that you're going to pay. My take-home message is simple. Terror is not the way to present your ideas or to try to influence people in a certain way. Terrorism is the weapon of the weak, because in essence, you are targeting persons who are innocent. I will advise Cameroonians to be vigilant and to have no fear about contacting the authorities if they have any idea or they have information about any acts of terror which are being planned or propagated.
Thank you so much, Barrister John Hale, for giving us that insight on the law on anti-terrorism. We've been joined here by Nkembe Ngochi, with whom we're looking at the press review. Good morning.
Good morning, Pochi.
How are you?
I'm doing very
well. Should I
okay.
give you some tea?
Yeah. My voice is a little hoarse this morning.
I know, we are all suffering from that. It looks like the weather in Yaoundé is definitely going only colder as the days go by. Please choose your flavor for tea.
Thank you.
We are blessed in this country with a lot. If you want tea, we'll have so many versions. If you want coffee, same thing. You want makosa, the same thing. You want, but it's only one day that you have in a year to be yourself, to enjoy, to paint it your color. That's your birthday. If today is your birthday, please accept warm hugs from us and best wishes for today. I want to say happy birthday to Pauline Yolande Bayene. She's a colleague with CRTV. She works in the radio section of CRTV. Happy birthday to you, Mom. And also, if it's your birthday and we didn't call your name, you know what we'll say, right? Own the day, paint it your color, run with it. Because at midnight, another person will own that day. Nkembe Ngochi, we have not so good news in our press review today. 50-year-old man who drowns in Kumba.
Yes, according to the Sun newspaper, the man in his 50s by name Pa Alida, the Sun learned, was discovered dead following after drowning in a well in his home at the Banakama neighborhood in Kumba, one subdivision. His wife discovered his lifeless body floating in a well in the morning of Wednesday, October 17, when she went to fetch water. It is reported that a search was carried out by his family on the night of Tuesday, October 16, before his demise, I beg your pardon, since he had the keys to the house. The door was later forced open by the family to enter. Though no one can say for certain what happened, rumors circulating in the town hold that Pa Alida might have been under the influence of excessive alcohol consumption. Meanwhile, circumstantial evidence indicates that the deceased might have undergone some torture since he had some bruises around his mouth. The deceased is a father of 4 and owns a provision store at Bonakama Junction in Limbe.
Let's talk about the residents of Nijon Fundi. Looks like you have news from them.
Yeah, the residents of the chairman of the Social Democratic Front Party, SDF, has been reduced to ashes by suspected separatist fighters, the Sun newspaper says in its Tuesday edition. In the article, Nijon Fundi says separatist fighters invaded his compound at Babatu village on Wednesday, October 17 at about 7 p.m. and set the whole compound at blaze. They started by breaking the windows of the house, then poured fuel around the house and set it alight, he added. While many wonder why separatist fighters had to put up with such an act against a man considered as a man of the people, it should be recalled that the chairman and his driver were attacked by the same group on Sunday around Baba Market while they were heading for Bamenda. Although Nijon Fundi did not disclose to the press exactly why he was harassed by separatist fighters, unconfirmed sources, however, have it that he had been warned not to step foot in Baba, else he risked losing his life. After his encounter with separatist fighters on Sunday, social media claims had it that his residence was attacked. It, however, remained a propaganda until Wednesday when the tragic act occurred. But this is the second time the chairman's residence, according to the Sun newspaper, is attacked in the course of this year. Earlier on, his kitchen at his Tarinkon residence was set alight by unknown men.
And you're talking about separatist fighters. Looks like one suspected separatist fighter has been arrested in Limbe.
Yes, according to the Sun newspaper, still a man who claims to be a separatist fighter and who has been going around the town of Limbe collecting money from people in various neighborhoods in the name of the struggle was on Wednesday, October 16, 2016, arrested and detained by police in Limbe. The suspect was recently caught at Atlantic Wave area in Unity Quarter in Limbe by members of the vigilante group of the quarter and handed to the police. Upon his arrest and interrogation, he was found in possession of a fetish object said to have been given to him by his mother. The arrest of the suspect, the Sun learned, is not the first time. According to the report, it is alleged that he was previously arrested and detained at the police cell some months back for a similar crime, but he succeeded to escape. A special search team of various vigilante groups was alerted in Limbe of the notorious criminal which led to his arrest.
We're talking about World Stuttering Day, which is to be observed, and Cameroon Tribune has a page on that.
Yeah. World Stuttering Day observed in Cameroon. Cameroon Tribune, in its Wednesday, October 24 edition, described stuttering, also known as stammering, as a disorder in which the flow of speech is disrupted by involuntary repetitions and prolongations of sounds, syllables, words, or phrases. The article further states that information from the World Health Organization indicates that approximately 4 times as many men as women stutter, encompassing 70 million people worldwide, or about 1% of the world's population. The article recounts the story of a stammerer in Yaoundé who says he has had to avoid conversation simply because she was not able to get a word out of her mouth. Another stammerer called Daniel says he had to drink from a cup of snails, had to drink from a cup or a snail shell, in order to curb stammering.
Can you curb stammering? Do you believe so?
I really don't know.
Because I've had friends who stammer. I've been around people who stammer, and I've never really thought there was some kind of remedy in terms of. Do you have friends who stammer?
No, not really. But sometimes I get to stammer when I'm tensed.
When you're tensed.
When I'm angry, when I'm in the fit.
Our Slay King says he stammers all the time, so we'd love to shake you so that you can show that to us. Now let's go to the last article. It's members of the SEPCA Church, the SEPCA group of churches are praying for peace in the country.
The prayer week that is expected to cleanse the land was launched in Douala on October 21. Cameroon Tribune reports that the state of security in the nation is on every lip. The level of security in the northern regions filled by the dreaded Boko Haram sect and the Anglophone crisis plaguing the northwest and southwest regions of the country is tearing the country apart. It is against this backdrop that the 2018 Protestant Week by the Council of Protestant Churches in Cameroon, SEPCA, launched the Prayer for Cameroon Week. Inspired by Deuteronomy 19:1-13, the CBC leader, Reverend Dr. Cham Godwill, on the pulpit challenged Christians, the population, and the government to listen to God's voice and acknowledge the law of God as a moral standard, because everything begins and ends with God. The president of SEPCA, who doubles as the Presbyterian, the PCC moderator, the Right Reverend Funky Samuel Foba, lamented the killings in the country, saying human life is sacred and that it is the reason God created people in his image. He expressed the hope that by the end of the prayer week, people will dignify human life, living according to God's will, and be each other's keeper while living in peace. Pochi.
Thank you for that press review, and thank you for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
I wish you a warm day, and I wish that your voice would not be like mine, and that it will only get better. For those of you watching us, stay on, because the best part of the program is still to come. We're entering the second part of this program, which is fully culture, fully color, sound, and other beautiful things. Stay with us. I want to let you know we'll have a short transition. Behind that transition, you'll have music. DJ More Green featuring Magasco will be giving you a lot to shake to. Just stay with us.
my body, oh. Per favor, amore mio. Baby, je te donne ma vie, oh yeah. Now only me go do that thing, we go scatter your body, oh.
Baby, your bum bum bigger when I see your pretty face. Job bless your mommy, girl, come be a ear.
Now only me go do that thing, we go scatter your body, oh. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Ding, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, dill, bad, 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 bad. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Ding, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, bad, 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 bad. Si je te donne ma vie, big mommy, I no go set you free. Carry back booty like automobile. No time for long till me, I go set you free. Baby, you find you the killer with it. I've been a sharp guy, I go dance with it. Killer, killer, baby girl, you the killer with it. We stay up all night, baby girl, you know.
Baby, your bum bum bigger when I see your pretty face. Job bless your mommy, girl, come be a ear.
Now only me go do that thing, we go scatter your body, oh. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Ding, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, bad, 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 bad. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Ding, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, 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 bad, bad, bad. Everything I do is for you. I give up the money for you, girl.
Your body make it look easy, girl, and beyond, baby, oh.
Everything I do is for you. I give up the body for you.
We go tell Africa, your body make it look explicit and beyond, baby.
Per favore, baby, je te donne ma vie, oh yeah. Not only you they do that thing with the cool of my body, oh.
Ding, 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 ding.
Per favore, amore mio. Baby, je te donne ma vie, oh yeah. Not only me go do that thing, we go scatter your body, oh.
Baby, your bum bum bigger when I see your pretty face. Job bless your mommy, girl, come be a ear.
Not only me go do that thing, we go scatter your body, oh. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Ding, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, bad, 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 bad. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, 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 show me no white dick. Ding, 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 show me no white dick. Give me that dill, bad, 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 bad. Y'all already know. DJ More Green. Dang, 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 dang.
And that was DJ More Green featuring Magasco. All what Cameroonians have as talent, you need to stay with CRTV's Cameroon Feeling so that we keep digging into all of that I'm bringing to you. Stay with us. The best is still probably coming. Let's talk about Constance Ejuma. Do you know who that is? It's not, I can assure you, it's not a kind of food. It's a lady, a Cameroonian who is based in the USA and who is a famous actress doing a lot of beautiful things in the United States of America. She recently featured in a movie. If I say Wakanda, do you see what I'm sure you wouldn't see what I'm talking about, but I'm also sure you wouldn't imagine that one of ours or two of ours were in that movie. One of them is Constance Ejuma. We've decided today to focus on her, tell you a little bit more about those women and those men who make us proud. She's just one of them. Ariane went digging, and this is what she came up with about who is Constance Ejuma.
Comes your mom.
Hi, Mommy. You worry about money too much.
That's what happens when you don't have enough of it.
That's what happens when you want more of it.
It's not that simple.
Well, we have the house.
Her name is Constance Ejuma, award-winning actress and producer. She was born in Cameroon and raised in the US. She developed interest in acting in her teens and went on to study theater at the University of Toronto in Canada.
You make it look so easy.
I am their mother, so they listen to me.
Yeah, but it's more than that.
They did say it was a race, which means there's a time factor, and that increases the sense of urgency. And kids, or most people in general, tend to behave the way people around them do. So if one person goes for it, the other one tends to follow.
Constance has credits in theater, film, and television, and she has worked with prolific artists like Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka and Academy Award nominee Shore Agdashlu. There are many more she looks forward to working with.
Pretty long list. Yeah, like Keisha, everyone and anyone. But I would people like Daniel Day-Lewis or Juliette Binoche. So many people, I can't even name them right now.
Constance Ejuma featured in the Marvel Studios record-breaking flick Black Panther. In the 2-hour, 14-minute movie, she plays one of the badass women warriors of Wakanda, the Dora Milaje.
After working on Black Panther, I started to do Pakua, which is a type of martial arts. And I'm actually in a class being taught by a friend of mine right now, which is, it makes me feel very comfortable that somebody I know who is supportive and encouraging is the one teaching me, and she's amazing. And I'm also going to start learning how to do archery with her as well. So she's my teacher's a pretty badass lady, and I can't wait to learn everything I possibly can.
She is best known for her movie Ben and Ara, a feature film which she produced and also starred in. The film has been screened at festivals worldwide and has garnered numerous Best Actress awards from organizations. She believes there is still much more she needs to learn in the movie industry.
Now I'm really interested in historical dramas, but I would also like to explore the world of action movies, because I think that's something I never really pictured myself doing in the past, and now that we've done Black Panther, I'm like, I need more. We all need more of that, yeah, so.
Constance Ejuma, also known as Dora Milaje, if you want, but go watch the Wakanda story. It comes in different versions, so you go watch it and know more about what Cameroonians are doing and how far they have reached on this globe, and why we should be proud of our own and highlight them. That's what we do on this program, and I'm happy once again that I'm with Ariane, who went digging to find out about Constance Ejuma alias Dora Milaje. Did you enjoy? Was it fun digging up all of that?
Yes, it was fun, but I must admit that I've never watched Black Panther, so I'm expecting you to take me out.
You know what? Let's call all those people who take people out. Please come and take us out to watch. We only watch one movie, Black Panther, so that as I say, we gel up about our own people. But I was really impressed at. Like she said, after the movie, she's now going to martial arts because she wants to keep up with that kind of spirit.
She has ambitions, huh?
Right,
yes,
right.
So many. So when we're digging, we discovered that she equally has a master's degree in communication. She studied.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's not only theater. So she studied at the University of Leicester in the UK.
That's where Leicester,
she got. Yes, that's where she got her master's degree. And after completing her studies, she spent a brief time pursuing acting in the Washington D.C. area before moving to Los Angeles to further her training and career. But Constance Ejuma is best known for her movie, Ben and Ara, a feature film about two people from different worlds who have a passionate love affair which eventually falls apart. It is the story of an African Muslim woman who falls in love with an American, a man who doubts about the existence of God.
Okay.
So Constance Ejuma, like you said, features in Black Panther and many other movies. Right now, she's currently working on a documentary film project called Don't Forget Me, about a woman in the diaspora finding her roots. Don't Forget Me is an autobiography which came as a result of curiosity. Constance Ejuma, born in Cameroon but raised in the US, was eager to know more about her tribe and her culture. And she's fortunate to have maintained close ties with her place of birth and culture. And she says Africa is in her. It is an aspect of her identity as a human being, which she acknowledges and embraces. She adds that although her focus isn't so much about a return to Africa, it is more of an expression of what's African about her. The reason why the documentary film project is a manifestation of her desire to express herself and tell the story of where she's coming from.
It's a beautiful story she's telling there, and we are enjoying the pages we've read. We're enjoying the Black Panther page, the Ben and Ara page, and we are holding on to her and hoping that many more pages come out of this beautiful lady. Thank you so much, Ariane.
You're welcome.
I'm looking forward to more moments with you because we are all eager to see what Cameroonians are up to, especially when they cross this triangle and go out. But also, we'll be looking more into what people are also doing in this triangle. You need to stay with us because in a short while, we'll be telling you about the congregational choir. They are here, they're in the house, and they are rehearsing to thrill you. They have music, and they have a lot to share with us. Ariane, do you read a lot?
I read a lot.
Of course, I know you read a lot, but I was asking about books.
Yes,
you read books
a lot. The last book I read was a French book written by Claire Chazal, former uncle of TF1.
I see.
Yes, that's the last book I read.
Let me give you an insight into a book that is written by one of us here. It's our slot. Let's read, and the title is Seat of Thorns. Belle Suzanne is standing by for us.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this other edition of Let's Read. On today's edition, we are taking you to read Seat of Thorns. Seat of Thorns is a recent publication of Ate Francis. We call him Bazor, and we are delighted to have him on the set this day. Good morning to you, Ate Francis.
Good morning, and thanks for taking me.
Seat of Thorns, what is it all about?
Seat of Thorns talks about Ndong, this young African who travels abroad, gets into the seminary, and comes back home as a priest. When he gets back home, he is confronted with a lot of problems because he is supposed to be the heir to the chiefdom of his village. After facing these challenges, he decides to inherit the throne of Abua and officiates as the intercessor between his people and, of course, the gods, at the same time as he is a priest of the Roman Catholic Church. Of course, he faces a lot of problems because on the traditional side, people think he's not doing enough, and on the church side, they think he's not doing enough. So, in the end, he fully integrates the culture of his people within the church. So he takes Christianity into traditional Juju houses, into all the sacrifices that are made to appease ancestors, and of course, finally brings about the marriage between our culture and Christianity.
Now tell us, you would have chosen to title this book differently, but why choose particularly Seat of Thorns?
Because the job that he does is not an easy one. It is one that puts him at odds with everybody, whether it is his own people, whether it's the Roman Catholic Church that he is supposed to serve. A seat of thorn is that on which you cannot find peace. And that is why I think that this title was very appropriate for this book.
Going through this book, I realized that you talk about Christianity, you talk about a tradition. Now, what are all the things that are being developed in this book, Seat of Thorns?
The overriding theme in this book is that of enculturation. Remember that Pope John Paul II came to Africa for the second time in Cameroon to propose a new approach to Christianity, which is that of enculturation, meaning therefore that we bring Christianity into our culture. There is a lot of talk about hypocrisy, there is a lot of talk about our tradition, our way of system of belief, about marriage, about those things that can keep our society together, which of course are adapted into the church to make us feel one with God, whether we belong to Africa or and decide to believe in Christ.
The language that you used in writing this book is a very simple language. Why did you choose to write it, simply? Was it for people to understand better what the story you're talking about?
Absolutely. I want the book to be read and understood because the message is very pertinent to our society, and you can't get gold and hide it for people to see. When you have gold, you want people to read it. There are also aspects of African tradition, the African language, which are used intentionally in this, because I want everybody to know that we had a language even before everybody, the white man came.
One other thing which is so fascinating with this book is the cover page. Why choose to present this picture this way?
You see, the cover page of the book should give a clear indication of what the book is talking about. Since the book is talking about the tradition and Christianity, the priest who is supposed to be personified in the book is half tradition and half Christianity, and he fuses both together, but he's sitting on that seat on the cover page. You actually find fire under it, which is symbolizing the thorns that he will have to contend with. And if you look at his hand, he's holding a Bible in one hand and a traditional cup, what I refer to as the family cup, which is actually what holds families together in Africa. So the cover page of the book itself is a personification not only of the story, but of the fusion between Christianity and tradition that the book is preaching.
Thank you very much, Ate Francis, for honoring once again our invitation on Let's Read on Hello Cameroon.
As usual, the pleasure is mine, and I want to thank you, Susan, and the entire Hello team for doing a great job for African literature.
If you want to get a copy of The Seed of Thorns, which has been published recently, then you can go to Nya Publishers. Thank you very much, viewers, for being there. We are inviting you to be there next Thursday for yet another edition of Let's Read.
Thank you so much, Susan Bell. You're watching indeed Hello Cameroon that became Cameroon Feeling, and we'll keep moving, especially with content that we prepared for Hello Cameroon, and it's the same house, the same program. For the moment, the same presenter, but of course we are going to be evolving. You need to stay with us to keep track of how we are evolving, so you don't get lost in our multiple faceted story. Sometimes in life, you meet people who stand out. You listen to their story or you watch them, and you know that this person has come out of the box. That's what happened to me with this video that Quincy sent to me. She is a student in physiotherapy, and she has done a video about how to do your natural hair in different styles. She's wearing one of such styles, but what pricked me, what touched me was the fact that she thought she could do that video and put online so people can share and know how to handle their rough hair or their natural hair. I call it rough hair because when I keep natural hair every day, I'm like, how do I comb my hair? And Quincy has a solution, and it looks like she started a journey that she's going to be continuing. And I grabbed her and brought her to the set because I wanted her to share with you what she's been doing. Quincy, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on the program with us.
Pleasure is mine.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You're all shy. I'm like, how do I do to shake you and bring out that thing that you've put on social media? So let me say it again. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Pleasure is mine.
You are a student in physiotherapy. Tell us about yourself, the student.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a student in physiotherapy in St. Louis.
You need to speak louder so everybody can hear you.
Okay, I'm a student.
The whole quarter is gathering now, you know. People are calling others. Zakamo, she's on. So you need to speak louder so people hear.
Okay, I'm a student in physiotherapy in the University of St. Louis, Bamenda.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, about the video that brought me here, it was actually for just some 2 friends.
All right. You did that for your friends?
Yeah, I did that for my friends. They asked me to do a video because they always watch me with my hair. Most of the time when I don't go to school, I just like to leave my hair like that for like months. And they're like, Quincy, how do you really cope with your hair? It's too strong and all the rest. So they're like, okay, I want to start the hair because it's really nice rather than spoiling my hair with product and it doesn't grow any longer. So I like, okay, I will make a video and send to you people. So I made a video and I sent it to 2 friends. It was very nice. They really appreciated it. Before even editing it, I sent it to friends. They really appreciated it. They said, okay, let me really edit it and then even share it to some people. So when I first of all shared it on WhatsApp, many people really appreciated it. And they were like, wow, Quincy, like a little girl, she texted me and like, I really saved her because she was about to retouch her hair because she don't know what to do with her natural hair, but I've saved her at least. So when I did the video now, I shared it. I put it on YouTube for the first time within 24 hours. I had 100 views.
That's great.
And I was like, wow, that means actually
people are interested.
Yeah, people are really interested, and the comments were really motivating. I was really happy. I shared it on Facebook. I shared it on Instagram and also on WhatsApp. I'm always sharing the link every day so that people to watch, and I was really happy.
I hope we're looking at some of the pictures you came with. I hope that we'll be able to show, okay, that's your video. Let's just watch, and then behind that, you tell us a little bit more about your project.
Okay.
Lighter. Listen, baby girl, come give me your plenty fire. Not only you weigh me, I know me, I love it, 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 yeah, yeah.
Boy, c'est tu as la plenty fire, mais c'est pas compliqué, me I love it, love it, love it, love it, me I love it, love it, love it, love it.
They wanna see us down, we never give it up. Wanna see us fall, we never give it up. Some of them call me the party rider. Me, I tell nobody, say you give it up. I wanna touch it, girl, you wanna cuddle. On every nipple down, see your body. I wanna touch it, girl, you wanna cuddle. On every nipple down, see your body. The way you move your body, you come from Ghana. I wanna be a taxi driver. Jaja come be a soul provider. Some dump on the beat, we no deny that. Baby girl, come give me your plenty fire. Not only you weigh me, I know me, I love it, 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 yeah, yeah.
Boy, c'est tu as la plenty fire, mais c'est pas compliqué, me I love it, love it, love it, love it, me I love it, love it, love it, love it, oh mon joli, tu veux ça doux. Je suis une impolie, je veux que tu sois fou. Je te sens ça partout, partout. Le coup de rein de la gabo, ma bébé, tu me rends tour. Avec moi c'est fire, fire, fire. Tu vas lancer, lancer, lancer. Avec moi c'est fire, fire, fire. Tu vas lancer, lancer, lancer. Baby, you, tu fais ça comme ça, je vais te mettre au va. Baby, you, y'a pas de comme moi, c'est la version Kinder.
Baby girl, come give me a plenty fire. Not only you weigh me, I know me, I love it, 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 yeah, yeah.
Boy, c'est tu as la plenty fire, mais c'est pas compliqué, me I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
You know I want a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of you and a little bit of me, baby, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh na 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 na.
Un petit bout de toi et un petit bout de moi, un petit bout de moi, un petit bout de nous, yeah, 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 yeah.
And I love it, I love it, and I love it, and I love it, yeah, 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 Baby girl, come give me a plenty fire. Not only you weigh me, I know me, I love it, 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 yeah, yeah.
Boy, c'est tu as la plenty fire, mais c'est pas compliqué, me I love it, love it, love it, love it, me I love it, love it, love it.
If you want to know more about that video, you can check out Quincy Fossa. She's on YouTube, as she told you, but she's also on Facebook. Now, you put out that video to help your friends, and you realize that you have a bigger audience than just your friends. Yeah. What is your ambition now? What do you want to do?
Like now, actually, I'm ready to help those who have virgin hair and are unable to
and don't know what to do with it.
I don't know what to do with it. Especially those who are really crying that the scalp is dry, because I also made a video, but that's a video about how to treat the hair with a mixture of banana, honey, egg, and pear.
Okay.
So yeah, it's also on my YouTube channel. Because when you put those things there, at least it treats your hair, because each of the ingredients inside has their function, and it makes your hair really soft, and you'll be able to really easily style it.
Okay. And tell me about what you wish. When you look at people and natural hair, what is on your mind that you want people to know or do about their hair?
All I just want is that the hair you keep you should be happy with it.
All
yes.
right.
Because you should not go and do your hair later when you start crying that, oh my God, if I even knew how to do this other one,
this is
I would
what
have
I
been
would
wasting
love.
my time. Yes, I wonder when you go out, you really look good with your hair.
I love your
Especially
hairdo.
Thank you.
If you were going to tap from your experience and advise people about how to keep natural hair, what are the things you tell them to do?
Firstly,
or not to do?
Okay, firstly, I would tell them that if you want to treat your hair, make sure you take the right ingredients, because you can take something that is going to break your hair instead or damage your hair. Even like shea butter, that's what many people use, and I've noticed that people mix it. Yes, because the one I usually use on my hair is from Virgin Skin. It's in Gaundary. I've noticed that people mix it and they sell it this way. So when people using it and they're like, the shea butter is not even working. In fact, I've given up, because like my friends, the ones I sent to, they have used shea butter also, but they've not used the right one, because they are my first people that I experienced that with. They have not used the right one, so they are like crying out that they have spoiled their hair and all. I told them, okay, it's okay. I'll tell you the one I used to take from a friend. You will try and see, because most of them now have trimmed their hair. Yes, most of them have trimmed their hair.
Yeah.
So I was telling her, you try. So I just want to tell other people that if you want to keep a very good hair, then you just need to go for the right thing. In fact, because there are always examples when people bring out products, there's before and there's after. Make sure that you go for the right one, because some people could just be lying of the before and the after.
Thank you so much, Annie Quincy Fosa, for coming on the program. I definitely had a nice time talking to you. If there are people out there who are not just doing what they studied in school, but you're going out there to chase some other fun, some other creative moment, some other inspirational issue, please hook up with us. We're very happy to tell your story. Thank you for coming on the program. Have a beautiful day.
Same to you.
And please keep inspiring, keep helping your friends and helping the world in the process. Now let's go talk about it looks like there's some drama in the making. Mbele Patience Fominyen went to watch a drama piece for us. If you've not watched a drama performance for a long time, just sit down and Patience will tell you about her story with Nange Lizette's drama piece. Stay with us.
What would you do if you were told you were to find the most exquisite, inestimable thing you desire and need? How far would you go to get it? A number of Cameroonians were called to self-discovery as they thronged to the Cameroon Cultural Center in Yaoundé to watch the theater performance of the play Three Ladies with a Precious Stone.
But what did I do wrong this time around?
You should allow me narrate my story from the beginning.
The theater is where people are shown what they could be if they wanted, what they are and what they'd like to be if they dared to. An experienced hand in over 14 plays, the writer and director of this play, Nange Lizette, is the president of the Visionary Theater Troupe.
Just go as if you were tired, as if you were drunk.
Eclectic and multifaceted, Lizette is an award-winning film director who refuses to let go of her roots in theater arts. I caught up with her to witness the resolution of her hard work, aptly titled Three Ladies and a Precious Stone.
Three Ladies with a Precious Stone, it's a story that talks about three ladies. Three ladies with varying progress. We got Stench, we got Barren Lady, and we also got a spinster.
We are three useless fools. A barren woman, a useless gigolo, and a frustrated spinster. Mr. Man!
You stink!
And they are royalty ladies of caliber. But again, they have this stigma in the society because nobody wants to be beside them. Nobody loves them. At some point, they say they have to look for a remedy for their problems. And they have a dream. And a dream is revealed to them that there is somewhere up a hill in a cave where they have to go find a precious stone. And that stone is going to be the solution to their problems. That's the story.
The story accounts the misfortunes of three ladies who suffer stigma from the society because of their deemed shortcomings, which range from their incapabilities to helplessness.
Actually, this play has so many messages. At some point, I tried to talk about the woman in the society. And I wouldn't want to make it so common ladies in society who are always being maltreated by their husband, by society. I want to really make it different. To ladies who have the natural problems in life that was caused by they themselves, not by their husband or their friends, but by they themselves. That is a little difference about this story.
Back in the days, I was so young and beautiful. Rich men, handsome men, they came in their numbers. But I rejected all of them.
You people cannot even give birth. Barren woman. Good God, come to my aid. God not come. When they ask you girls to born in children and to tell it,
These women representing the challenges we face daily chose to fight the odds like we all should do. Their journey is ignited by the quest to find a precious stone inside a cave on the hillside.
Back in the forest, you will find stones, you will find trees, you will find the waters. These three elements are very important in life. For me, they are the source of life. So I have to take one of them and talk about it. That is the stone.
The journey of 3 days is filled with obstacles of all sorts, from their surroundings to the facing of their inner demons, which disentangles an inner healing light represented by the stone.
Our stone, to me, it is like the base of humanity. It is the foundation of humanity. Our stone is a diamond. It is gold. Our stone, it's a mansion. It's a skyscraper. Our stone, it is sand. A stone is everything in life. Our stone really is everything in life.
And I must add, a stone is strength.
Yeah, for sure.
take the precious stone.
God. Yes, but you can go to the opium, to the apex to find God. It is not anybody to just imagine that I can go to a forest and I find a stone that will heal my problems. I wanted to make it extraordinary. Usually we go for prayers, we bow, we kneel down, and we ask God to intervene in our own problems. That is so common. But people should know that believing in God, it's not an easy task. Yes, sending you to go to a forest for 3 days to look for a stone, it is believing in God to another level. The message is believe in God. It is not easy.
Theater is a place people come to see the truth about life and to be challenged to be aspirational about an attainable future. That's why Lisette insists we must hold on to the dying art form.
Theater is the mother of every form of art. It is theater that gave birth to cinema, that gave birth to painting, that gave birth to every other form of art. We have a story, and the story is being told using so many elements, using light, using sound, using scenography, decor, stage prop. It is a whole lot of things. Theater to me is very beautiful.
Theater is watched live, so you can easily tell if you have worked your audience up front.
Actually, it's really very interesting. They actually got the precious stone by the grace of, by the help of God.
It was actually a great play. I learned a lot from the play. It was really good. We have all the reasons to encourage theater in Cameroon because through the theater act in Cameroon, we find many talents. Yeah.
I would like people to come when they call you to come for the performance. Please come and encourage theater in Cameroon and encourage Cameroon culture. Please.
Cameroonians don't go to watch theater because they are not informed. Most of the time, it's our friends that come to watch our performances, friends and family. I am tired of that. I want to organize a performance, and I find strange faces there. You understand? It should be the same like I'm now seeing a performance for maybe Tenor, maybe Magasco, maybe Dogsy. All of these stars, it should be the same. We go watch our performances, we don't know them. Yes. But in theater, it is all people that we know. That is really, really bad. So it's about communication. When we communicate, people will come, and they will love to come always. They are not at all aware about theater in Cameroon.
We are encouraged to experience art because every performance is like a ghost. It's there and then it's gone. But if it's good, it certainly looms on.
Who am I to deserve the love you've given me? Always been by my side and watching over me. I am grateful, so grateful, and strong when I was weak. Oh Lord, worthy to be praised. All my life I've always wondered, but I always had this hunger. But to you I surrender all to thee. Like an empty cup you fill me. Where would I be? Where would I be? What would I have been if it weren't for your grace, oh God, and your mercy that saved me? All my life I've always wondered, but I always had this hunger. But to you I surrender all to thee. Like an empty cup you fill me. Where would I be? Where would I be? What would I have been if it weren't for your grace, oh God, and your mercy that saved me? Who am I to deserve the love you've given me? Always been by my side and watching over me. I am grateful, so grateful, and be strong when I was weak. Oh Lord, worthy to be praised. Oh Lord, worthy to be praised. Oh Lord, worthy to be praised. I lift my voice to the heavens, bursting out to worship, singing songs of victory. All glory be to thee. I lift my voice to the heavens, bursting out to worship, singing songs of victory. All glory be to thee. Oh, glory. 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 Glory be to thee. Glory. 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 Glory be to thee.
Wow, isn't that a wonderful performance? You thought you left the program knowing it's still Cameroon Feeling. Now, beautiful presentation. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Lidwina Visho and your friends. Now, this is the Congregational Choir, isn't it?
Yes.
And you have an anniversary to celebrate.
More of a ministration.
Okay.
We are launching our very first video CD.
Okay.
And we want to minister to the people. It's more of a ministration than a sale of CDs, because we need to touch lives, we need to heal souls with the word of God.
Okay.
And there's nothing more soothing than praise, because that's the one thing that goes straight to God.
Okay. And what is one message that you want people to retain when you put out your CDs? We already know we'll hear songs, beautiful songs. We can have them once the CD is available. But what is the message behind it? Let me ask your colleague.
Well, actually, the message we would like people to retain is there is power in praise. And our country is going through very trying times.
That's true.
So we believe that praise can go a long way to bring a lasting solution.
To heal and
heal
to
the hearts.
take us
Exactly.
through some healing. I wish you a lot of success. I just wanted you to come here so that people can have an aperçu, an ear full of what the Congregational Choir has, in case you've not heard about them. Thank you, both of you, for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Do people know some of our comedians we have in Cameroon? I'm going to give you some comedy, but let's start from home. Anyone?
Mustiko.
Mustik, the charismatic, yes.
Fingong.
Fingong. Any English people ones you know? You know Calvino Walanga, naughty guy in Boya. You don't know a boy that comic. I feel like throwing them out of here because. But let me take you to Uganda though. There's a lady there called Kansime, Anne Kansime. She's called the queen of comedy. Just laugh with us. Kansime is at it again.
You are quiet, you don't even say anything.
When I'm at work, I don't talk.
You don't talk. You think I've not heard how you talk? Because the kind of massage you give cannot just be plain, not accompanied by some very rotten music and creative conversation. Ouch!
Please relax, eh?
I am trying to relax. It's very hard when I'm looking directly at you. Now you are stopping there?
Yeah, because my focus now.
Your focus is on the nails?
Nails.
Okay. Seb, you're going to stop here? Eh?
Yeah, because that's...
You realize I came here because you were recommended. Someone recommended you. Last night, I was with Bridget, Kireya, and Brenda in the bar, and they were telling me exactly what you do whenever it is they come to massage, to do their nails. You massage them up to the sensitive areas, and you toko them, and it's a lovely massage. But for me, you're stopping in exactly on the nails. Who told you the nails need massage? You think I usually dress up like this, as if pornography. You have never seen me wearing anything that is above my thighs. Today I did it because he was supposed to massage my toes and encroach on the northern hemisphere. Today you only touched the toes. I first came to class, I said maybe let me wait, maybe he's going to take me time for what, for manicure, and you reach here. And you're dodging all the sensitive parts. I do not dress up like this to disgrade myself for free. Trust me, they told me what happens when someone comes here. That you massage them publicly and also the hidden parts, also as if private. But now me, I'm coming here, you're just touching me, just toes. I'm not benefiting.
Like Bridget, she's my type, and for you, you're not my type.
Can't see me, they have told me today. So whose type am I? What type do you think I am? Because I am short and black. Because I have my natural hair and I am myself. That's when you choose to put disco lights on my fingernails. You cannot even put a single color. Others put French manicure, French. Excuse me, whose type am I? If I'm not your type, who do you think? You think you are that? You mean you're handsome? You're extremely handsome. You cannot be called to being with the likes of me. So whose type am I? Help me understand. Just help me understand. I've never been this degraded in my life. So what type? What type? Because I need to know what type it is. Anyway, with that said, thank you very much for your work. I hope you don't expect payment, because when I was talking to the Bridgets, they told me that every time they come here and caress them, they end up not paying. So I didn't come with any money. So to yourself, after all, I am not your type. It's okay.
You're watching Cameroon Feeling, and we are in the hotter part of the show, the colorful one with a lot of fun. A while ago, you were listening to a performance there from the Congregational Choir. You want to meet them at 5 p.m. at the Presbyterian Church in Bastos tomorrow for the first ever video that they are going to be launching. It's an 8-track album. We want you to go enjoy with them and savor some of the wonderful things that they can put out there in terms of music. Another appointment I want you to keep is on Saturday in Ngusso neighborhood here in Yaoundé. You remember the pop-up sales that Cameroonian designers, especially English-speaking Cameroonian designers, had last year in Boya? Well, the second edition is happening this year in Ngusso at the Yellow Eatery. You want to be there on the 27th of October at 9 a.m. to pick up some very interesting, colorful, and fully designed items. It could be clothing, it could be accessories, but probably all the great names of English-speaking designing will be there, starting from Fabric Doctor, Free and Favor, Margot's Mode with Lise Ngwane. In fact, if you want to have something really nice and affordable, and if you want to rub shoulder with these designers, it's going to be at Ngusso neighborhood at Yellow Eatery on Saturday the 27th, this Saturday at 9 a.m. Don't miss it. Now, talking about culture, though, this artist is in the house. T-Base, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
No, I'm good.
I'm glad to have you here.
Thanks.
All right, you have a video that you've brought to share with us. It's called Kikum, but that's not the only one. You say you have a new one as well.
Yeah, I have a newly released song. Okay. It's a cover song by Olamide.
All right.
It's called Kana Cover.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lyric video.
Tell me about your kind of music. What is the touch that you think you're bringing to music?
First of all, I do Afro pop. Afro pop. Yeah, I've been into music for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years now. So I've really loved music from day one. From secondary school, I started, but I've never been into the studio. So I got into the studio 3 years back. That was my level 1 in the university. Yeah.
3 years on, how do you assess your performance in music?
Now,
is it challenging? Is it moving the way you want? What are those difficulties?
No, I face a little bit of difficulties because I'm not yet signed into any label. I'm just trying to manage myself.
Doing it by yourself?
By myself for now. But my fans, they're like seeing it's positive, so they keep me going. Yeah.
I hope that they'll stay there. They'll keep you going for a much longer period. But stay with us. We'll be enjoying your first video, Kikum, before we leave the program today. Okay. Let me just take a break from you. My manners, forgive them. Let me give you some tea. While you're savoring that tea, my colleague Priscilla Loomis in the house. Good morning, Priscilla.
Good morning, Pochi.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Very happy to have you.
Well, especially the downpour. I think it makes it so refreshing. And
I know. I know. Yes. And it keeps the cold going, though. We'll be having some spits of cold.
Yeah.
Please help me to push this to T-Base.
I don't mind.
While I give you a cup for yourself. Now, we're looking at celebrity gossip. Somebody has a baby. I'm guessing it's a baby boy. Am I right?
Well, we are still digging into the sex of that baby. But, Pochi, you know, after 1 month of hard news from the web, I want to talk soft news.
It's good to settle down to something soft.
Exactly. Because too much hard news is making people's hearts to be getting harder.
I know, don't say it.
So I want to soften it. So after the presidential wahala, let's now get into some soft talk.
To some nice things.
Yes, it is actually trending on social media, on the web, on the World Wide Web, that Cameroonian actress Cindy Emade has a baby. And, you know, she posted some photos of her having her baby in a water birth. You know, I just hear of it too. I've never tried having water birth
delivery, yes.
But I hear it's more relaxing. So she is an actress and a filmmaker, a film producer. She's 25 years old, and she's decided to have a baby at this point in time. I remember you attended one of her film premieres.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
She's a very beautiful but also very talented movie producer.
Exactly.
And I watch, I'm going to call it a remake because it's a story we've heard and watched before in Europe. It's a story that is not typically African, but she brought a touch to it that definitely gave it a lot of merits. She's good in everything she does, whether it's how she graces the red carpet, or it's how she produces, or it's how she acts. Cindy Emade is good.
Yeah, you were there when she was launching A Man for the Weekend, and she certainly got one, and now she's got a baby.
Of course, when we see a baby, we see a man. We don't know if it's a man for the weekend, but we're waiting, don't worry. We'll know.
So she put up those photos on the web, and I actually saw them because they're trending. Her fans, her followers have been, liking the photos and also sharing. So it got right to me, and so I said, oh, this is trending on social media. Let me also talk about it on what is making news on the web. Well, I want to congratulate her. You know, there's time for everything, and it's good to make hay while it shines. Exactly. While you're still young, get the babies before it gets too late.
Because there comes a time in a woman's life when they say the eggs are dried up. So it's a good idea, and it's good. She has just, when I hear a woman is pregnant or a woman is having a baby, I say she's doing service to mankind. So we need to thank her, support her, pamper her. And if you see her some days from now pulling a long face and carrying a baby and breastfeeding on the street, if you say cack, I'll come after you. So please support her. She's doing service for mankind. She's working hard so that you, your naughty face, should continue to live and live longer. Thank you so much for bringing that sweet news to us. But let's move to this collective marriage that took place in the East region. I must say it's not the first time we're having them, but this one is trending on.
Yes, it's trending on the CRTV web Facebook. It's a video that I'm recommending you to watch.
I'll go after
It's an event that took place some years back, but we decided to put it up because of the way the people celebrate marriages in rural areas. You can see the joy of it, and this video was put up yesterday, and it is trending on CRTV web Facebook, which I'm inviting you to go watch yourself, Pochi, because over 54 couples signed they legalized their unions, and you could see the joy of villagers, you know, celebrating white wedding. Some of them were in white clothes. Don't ask me how white wedding
Sometimes
was.
I see those collective marriages and you have like 3 women in white, and then 1 man coming to marry. Like, interesting.
The extraordinary. And also on CRTV web, we are talking about a program promo on the midday news today. There is this Ivorian artist who will be guest on the program. His name is DJ Kerosene, and he'll be live on CRTV midday news.
I hope he comes without the matches
to set the fire. We just hope so. And also the video about the 66th World Congress on Women Head of Enterprises that's holding in Moscow.
Okay.
We also have that video.
We know that Cameroonians are very present in that organization.
Led by Madam, she's Senator Agnes Tube Njok. She's leading the Cameroonian delegation. She's also head of the Association of Cameroonian Business Women. So at that conference, we have over 40 delegations attending. So Cameroon is privileged to be there, and with many reporters from CRTV who are bringing this event live to us.
We are working hard to be at the heart of everything, and however it goes, we pray that you keep letting us know how you feel about us. However you say it, we'll take it. You know, we've been taking it. Thank God that CRTV is very present on social media. At least you can give it to us the way you want. But we are working hard. We're still committed. You know that commitment we took some time ago with our hands on our chest? There was a famous video we did.
Yeah, it went trending as well.
Yes, it was really hot. Where almost all the faces you know in front of the camera came and said, we are working hard to serve you. We've not been able to renew that video, but the commitment remains the same. We are going further to serve you, and we're calling on you to please work with us. Choose how you want to do, but please work with us. Thank you so much for being on the program today.
Thank you,
please enjoy your tea, but let's go back to tea base. We're going to be having your song Kikum to wrap up the show. Just tell us what is in Kikum? What is the song talking about?
Okay, the song is talking about a cultural masquerade. That's the way they dance, the dance style. Yeah, there's a girl in the video that makes me really want to dance like the cultural masquerade.
You must be a very strong guy to be talking about the cultural masquerade, because we know that those are usually no-go zones.
Yes.
When you go to the village, are you one of the dancers?
No, I don't dance. But
even if he was, he wouldn't tell us. You know these people who dance, right? It's called like this, seal your lips. But don't worry, we'll not go there. We don't want us trouble with cultural masquerade. Yeah. But what would you like your fans to know about your newly released song and your singing going forward?
Okay, I would just like to tell them to sign into my YouTube channel, T-Base, and they'll get my newly released song, Kana Cover, by Olamide. The original song is done by Olamide.
Okay.
So it's a really dance song. It's really good.
All right.
Yeah.
And usually I like to ask people to name and praise others who help them, maybe to put out a video, a song, so that we continue to know the talents behind the work we do. Do you have some people you want to name and praise for us?
Yeah, like the guy who did my video of the Kikum is called Fake the Evil Director.
Fake the Evil Director.
Yes.
It's the first time I'm hearing that name, but of course it's talk.
Yeah, Fake the Evil Director. Yeah. But I really want to work with someone like Ada Akenji, Adrenaline. Yeah. I watched their videos.
Ada Akenji, Adrenaline, and who else?
Yeah, Just those.
Just those.
Yeah.
I wish that you get to work with them. If Ada or Mr. Adrenaline is watching, please do something nice. Reach out to some of these young artists who wish on air that you could touch them with your talent, because of course you are amazing talents, and we're happy to keep discovering that Cameroonians are so talented in what they do. We're going to end on that Kikum note. Thank you so much, TB, for coming on Cameroon Feeling.
Thank you.
I wish you a beautiful day ahead.
Thank you.
And for those of you watching us, thank you so much for sitting to enjoy the Wake Up program with us. I'll be back on Tuesday next week, but tomorrow, as from 8:10 or 8:15, we'll have Eric Christiania doing it in the French language. Have a beautiful day.
It's your boy, Chai, T to the base. Akikum, oh, Akikum. You get to dance, no be by force. Better know say Kikum rhythm go carry you go for it. Then I check men and say say a party. Our kum chum len van men a say yo. I len a men a do cough. Our sweetie len yo men a do chop. Shingano mushashire. Shingano ayen moduala. Shingano mushashire. Make me want dance like Kikum. My head all like a kumadaloo. Like Kikum when I hear them come out the room. I dance like Kikum whenever Badele them see me them be run them ready when I twig like a finger. Come follow me and use me. Use me to flick sugar daddy baby Matty. Kikum me go better make you follow Mali mad. Soon I go come for the party then give them the loot. Then go feel see the boy down the ring in a room. I'll be that guy for the goo. If you down like Thomas, I'll give you the douche. Sense pass and peace, make a touche. Turn the place up like Nakush. You see I'm boom, you feel la music. Nah, electric or mathematic. You feel me show sound like fatigue. But stay sweet, charismatic. We go dance to the banja go broke. Dance to the cocktail go crow. Shingano, Shingano, Mushashire. Shingano, ayen moduala. Shingano, Mushashire. Make me want dance like Kikum. My head all like a kumadaloo. I'm all young, it's a I'm all young, it's a kabaj. You know how I mad. Mommy, keep you quiet, keep on. Now, easy, step up, on and then bad and one year be one shoe fire run. Nana nyom ben will age him for. Baby give me chop, give me plenty for food. Body fresh like you drink at the do. Me we hard like we been at to do. So talk you the do not be do. Baby fresh I go sing a ling ling. I no go lie I go sing up for life. If you work hard I go make you my wife. Everything is so light. When I want talk them say I don't the high. Some kind of thing when they make man want cry. We go so multiply we know fi die. Oh cushion. Shingano, Mushashire. Shingano, ayen moduala. Shingano, Mushashire. Make me want dance like Kikum. My head all like a kumadaloo. I'm all young, it's a I'm all young, it's a kabaj. You know how I mad. Mommy keep you quiet, keep on. Now easy, step up, on and then bad and then I check me and I say,